Ladies and gentlemen, welcome back to another video. It's a little bit somber today, and that's because I just sold a position for a loss. In today's video, we're going to talk about how that's going to motivate me for next year, what that means, and why I decided to do this. And if you like this kind of content, I've been documenting me trying to make some money selling options and see if I can make that work. And if that sounds like something you would like to follow along with, please consider subscribing. That way you don't miss any videos in the future. And yesterday I made a video on how I was down big on MSTX. This is an ETF that is double leveraged MicroStrategy. And in the last 2 weeks or so, I think it's down 60 or so %. And after hours yesterday, it went down even farther after I made that video. And I'm like, what the heck's going on? Well, someone told me in the comments that they actually have a distribution on the way. And the ex-dividend date is today. And distribution is $14.42 per share. And so what did I do? I actually sold my MSTX position today on the ex-dividend date. I made sure that that would still gain me this dividend, which it will. And then I thought I might as well take the hit at the end of the year because it can help with taxes, I suppose. And really, I'm just going to use this as motivation next year to make my money back from this loss. All in all, if we take in how much I bought the shares for, I bought them at an average price of $105 a share because I sold puts on MSTX. And if we take into account the dividend, I'm down about $5,000 total from this trade, which is pretty awful. And like I said yesterday, what we can learn from this is A, don't sell puts on something after it goes up hundreds of %. That would be a good rule of thumb. And second, don't sell puts or a lot of puts and put a lot of money devoted to selling puts on a stock or ETF that you don't really see yourself owning in the long term. And so I'm going to use this as motivation to try to make $5,000 back as fast as possible, and fast and slash quote unquote safe, or at least safer than MSTX. And I say that, but I actually just sold a put on MSTU, which is just basically MSTX, but has a lower cost basis. I do believe in Bitcoin long term, and therefore I believe in MicroStrategy. However, for the time being, I think it made more logical sense just to dump it, take the hit, and try to regain it next year. And I also sold some SoFi shares, and I sold some more calls on SoFi because next year, I think we're really going to go hard on trading the wheel on SoFi. If we take a look at my spreadsheet, which by the way, if you're interested in helping out the channel and get something in return that hopefully you can use, I'll have a link down in the description. You can go ahead and purchase this spreadsheet. Right now it's 50% off if you use the code PUTS on checkout. And yeah, I really would appreciate it. But I sold this put on MSTU, made $16 in premium. And then I'm actually okay with this getting assigned because it's not nearly as much as a position in my portfolio as MSTX was. This is $700 that I'd be allocating to MSTU versus $10,000 if this ends up getting assigned come Friday. And I also sold some more calls on SoFi, the $16 calls. This line right here, line 19, and it equated to $48 for the extra calls that I sold today. And I think we're up to 4 calls at $16 on SoFi that expire this Friday. If they don't end up getting assigned, that's okay. We're going to go more heavy when it comes to selling calls because I'm very, very motivated to make this $5,000 back. And if we go back to my spreadsheet, since the 18th of December, $1,100 in premium. And yes, this is without the $5,000 hit on MSTX. So yeah, stay tuned if you want to follow along. We'll see if this ended up being a decent decision or not. And really, I was like, well, I got the dividend. I can take the hit for tax reasons. And we'll see how quickly and if I can make this back, which I'm pretty confident that I can. We'll just see how long it ends up taking. But if you want to follow along and stay tuned, please consider subscribing. Like I said, that way you don't miss any videos in the future. And this is why you watch, because I make stupid mistakes like this that cost me money, and then you can watch for free and learn from it, and then hopefully learn from those mistakes. But I hope to see you in a future video, and take care.